And it appears we are live. How you doing, kids?
I'm doing all right.
Just all
I'm
right?
here.
You're not happy to be here? Y'all get the podcast with me tonight. What you mean?
I mean, I realize that I'm just a consolation white boy because John's busy, but I appreciate the opportunity. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. You know, just hold on a second. Let me. All right. Yes.
I'm excited to be here. We haven't done this in one whole week.
Has it?
I
It's
mean,
been like 2 days, right?
it's
Realistically,
been. Since me and Mara have been live, it's been a
three
couple of
days.
years. We weren't
Oh,
live when we
true.
did the last one.
This is true. It's been a while since
Oh
people
yeah,
have
because
gotten
you
to
guys
see it.
used to go live for that show you didn't let me on, right?
And we used to go live for this show as well.
Oh. Yeah, I wasn't allowed on this one either.
You know, you keep it up, you might not be either. Like we might keep it that way if you're gonna keep, acting like that.
Well,
Like
things have happened since, and for inclusivity, you are here
that's not why
today.
at all. It's definitely not why at all. And I'm not even giving him that. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Okay.
I feel like I missed something, but
No, you didn't miss anything. I'm just being difficult.
oh no, because she said things have happened, so I thought maybe something happened that I missed.
Oh, I
Not
don't know.
really.
We really just endured a pandemic and several other
Yeah, it
things
wasn't
happening
anything.
at the
I knew she wasn't talking about anything specific. It was just,
When you say things happened and you're here for inclusivity, that makes me think like
that
y'all
we
said
shot
some
the
shit and
last
had
one
some
in the bed.
backlash, and it's like, oh, let's go grab our white boy real quick before they get mad at us.
Our token white boy.
it's
Hey,
important
listen,
to make sure you have a token white boy every
Tolkien,
time you go live.
Tolkien, white boy.
No,
Thank you very much.
no. I know what I said, and I meant it. I'm not, Matt Stone and Trey Parker where they try to retcon what they've been saying. Like, no. You've been saying token all this time. We know that. All right. I understand why you did it, but yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, we're gonna talk some House of the Dragon, and I also found out earlier this week that it actually, House of the Dragon, the first letters of each spells out hot D, and that's going to be a thing. Now, there's going to be like a hot D of the week, basically something that happened that just gets named the hot D of the week. It's not necessarily a dick, of course, but could be anything. Just something great to have, something crazy like, oh snap, that's that hot D.
Wait until we meet
How,
some free folk.
There'll be some D. There will be some D there.
hi, Kyle.
What? This. Such
You don't even
Oh,
know who
I
those
was
people are, do you?
who the fuck is Kyle?
If
That's
you
pretty
click
Kyle.
on
There's
the
more than one
chat,
Kyle. This is pretty Kyle.
you'll see everyone commenting as we go.
Yeah.
Did Snape kill Dumbledore? No, unfortunately, Malfoy bit the bullet this week.
Oh man, yeah, we'll give people a little bit more time to show up, and then we'll get started with the actual show. But yeah, it is good to see you both, though.
So, would the castration from last week be a hot D or a cold D? Because, like, I feel like by the time it hit the ground, it was cold.
Cold.
It was hot when he cut it off, though,
That is
because
true.
that man was sweating. Like, so I would call that hot D.
Hashtag hot D.
Yeah,
Make
that
it-
needs to
make
be
it
a
happen.
thing. Yeah, we can
Well,
make
actually,
that happen.
I'm pretty sure that is already a hashtag. Now I gotta go through my screenshots because I'm pretty sure I screenshot something before.
Travis, I feel like this is directed to
Someone-
you, and that you're not living up to your
This, and y'all should provide it.
Hey,
Now you
hey,
sound like
hey.
my roommate.
your duties.
Hey, don't worry about how often the D is being served up over here. It is available anytime requested. Do not worry
one
about
asked.
that.
On a platter.
In a box.
Just carrying around an old Aurelio's box with you everywhere you go.
I wish.
You don't? Oh yeah, Hot D is already a trending topic, and it has an Iron Throne next to it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That makes me happy. All right. I think we can go ahead and get started. So I'm going to hit the intro and we'll be good to go. All right.
Cool.
Go.
I wish that was-
What's happening, y'all? Welcome. This is episode 2 of Hashtag Them Dragons, formerly known as Hashtag Them Thrones. I am your host. Nothing? Okay. I am your host. I just want to see what
My
y'all would do,
internet-
honestly.
I thought
I
my
know.
internet froze,
I
and I was
paused
like,
just to see if somebody would do anything, and nobody did. I'm a little disappointed. I am your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I am joined this week by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
hello.
And a very special guest this week, the Warden, Matt Ritter.
What's going on?
Not a whole lot, but a whole lot at the same time.
So I want to shout out Amani real quick because it was really cool that she recorded you ejaculating for that dragon sound in our intro. 'Cause I know that's how you sound.
Is that what it was?
I know
You
for a
figured
fact
me
that's
out.
how you sound.
Figured
Yes.
me out. Okay. I'm glad you were able to, tell that to the masses because they didn't know. They didn't know.
They need to know that that is actually live Travis.
It is. It really is.
Episode 2 gets taken down.
It's all right. It's all right. So, what we're here to talk about is anyway, we're here to talk about is the latest episode of House of the Dragon, aka that Hot D. And I mean, just overall, what were your thoughts on this week's episode? Matt, what you got?
Overall, I enjoyed it. I'm interested in the show. This episode was a little slower. Like a lot happened, but also not a lot happened, and it felt like it ended really quick. Like the last episode felt longer than this to me.
It was.
So,
Was it actually longer?
Yeah, like the first episode, like from start to finish, is like an hour and 5 minutes. This week's was supposed to be about 55. It was under an hour.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, longer doesn't necessarily mean better, but I feel you. It did feel like there was less that happened this week. So, but also like important things happened, but not as much happened, if that makes sense.
I co-sign that, by the way.
Oh man. Anyway, what about you, Mara? What do you think?
It was a lot of talking still, but it was a lot less of a history lesson to me. It was more just kind of like we this is how things are. And
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. They were like, no, keep going. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, and Rainier just being like, I'm gonna show how I can do things.
Yeah. I mean, there were some highlights definitely. They were
Did you guys
they're
talk?
setting up the chessboard right now. This is what they're doing. Is they're setting up the pieces. What's up?
Did you guys talk last week about how? And I don't know if you guys got this impression, but I definitely did. And maybe it's because I've been trained by Game of Thrones to expect messed up stuff, which we will talk about because there is some in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys get the feeling that Damon and Rhaenyra were fucking, or was that just me and Kate?
I think that was it. I didn't get that feeling, but I could see why you got that feeling. But to me, it was just like, yo, that's my cool uncle. We cool like that. It is not like,
because that's what I heard you say. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, because even when he went to the whorehouse and like he had performance issues, she's like, I could go get one of the girls, maybe even a blonde one. And I'm like, oh, that's what you're into.
Well, Targaryens do fuck other Targaryens, so yeah, this is why she would do that. I don't think that one had anything to do with the other though, but it's I could be wrong. It's happened once before.
I didn't get that feeling, but you weren't the only one who did get that. It wasn't from Twitter, but like there was an article I read like right after I finished the episode where it was like House of Dragon kind of just set up a really big set up an opener for incest, and I was like, not setting it up. But yeah, like the part like the facts that Matt just gave, and they were saying like when she was standing there at Dragonstone and she was like, you can kill me and stop all this. And everyone else was thinking, or you could fuck her and then you can continue it.
I mean, it is a whole Targaryen thing. Like, no qualms about it. So I was expecting it. I was actually surprised when it didn't come to that.
Well, I mean, we probably have 8 episodes left, so there's 8 hours left for disclaimer. We're not hoping for incest, but there is a chance that incest will happen.
Oh, they tried to set up incest this episode. It's just, King said no. So it was just like, and it would have been like extra creepy incest because it's just like, yo, it's like literally said she's 12. Like, the fuck?
Not the child bride. Like, come on.
Oh, God. And I know he felt weird about that because he was like looking at her like, this child is younger than my own child.
Yeah, like when they were out walking and everything, he felt so awkward. You could see it. He's just like, this is not like.
I didn't realize that was Lena until he was asking what she knew. And I was just like, know about what? And it was like, see, this is how I know my dumb ass would have been sold off into an arranged marriage. I'd been like, know about what?
Listen, when she showed up on screen, Kate and I both audibly went, no.
Yeah. No. I'm watching some like, it's funny because when me and Amani were watching, we were just like, she asked like, how old is she? And I'm like, I don't know. We hadn't seen her yet. And then when they finally showed her, and it was just like, ooh. Thing is, I was saying in the last episode, I've read not House of Dragon, Fire and Blood, what this is based on. So I already know the king does it, who the king marries. So it was just one of those things when this all happened, I'm like, okay. But
and I think it was kind of obvious too. Like you could kind of see where it was going and what they were setting up. And even in the preview after the last episode, like the preview for what's coming this season kind of gave some shit away.
Yeah.
And the preview for the next episode gave basically what I told Kate was what I thought was going to happen is what's going to happen. So
I didn't watch that. What happened? What was it? What did it show?
The next episode is going to be about the male heir being born.
Jump.
It's
I knew that. Well, that was on the last one. They showed that, but
the next episode won't be a full-time jump though. It's still going to be the same 2 actresses playing Rhaenyra and Alicent.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean it like not like the Crown time jump. I mean like teen drama shows where they make you think 4 years have gone by, but it's been 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, they showed it because they showed on the last episode like coming for the season that they're gonna show like later on.
No, this one was like next week on or next episode or something like that, and it's just like the little air nigga. He's walking, he's probably talking. Like it's been some years.
The heir's there. He has the name, and the battle with the crab dude as well. So
Yeah, I actually have here. At the beginning of this episode, I made a note of that because I was just like, everybody has crabs, and that's just because they were showing people getting eaten up by the crabs and everything. Like, yep, everybody's got crabs. Okay,
Or at least dudes giving everybody crabs.
I watched the episode with my friend who hadn't watched the first episode, but he typically would just kind of watch along with anything, and he has like a general knowledge of Game of Thrones. He didn't finish it, but whatever. And so like we were sitting there watching them talk about the stepping stones, talking about the crab people, and it was just like
crab people,
just
crab people, walk like
we were just
crabs,
looking-
talk like people. Sorry,
what is that from?
South Park.
Of course. And I was just like, we're getting places I've never even heard of. This is weird.
What
How
places
the
have you not heard of?
The stepping stones.
Oh, the steps. Okay, yeah.
There's also a
I
lot of
feel like I would've-
houses that we haven't heard of.
Yeah.
They were like, well, most of them were like, other Valerian houses, like the one, like, the sea serpent was from and all that. And just, okay, yeah, I've never heard of them, but they probably got wiped out because almost all the Targaryens got wiped out too by the time we got to Game of Thrones. But yeah, the High Towers were one they kind of been mentioned. So I knew they existed. But yeah, we didn't get as many cameos of places though. Like they didn't go to Harrenhal and all that kind of stuff because they did that last episode. But a couple of things that we know though, it's already been renewed for a second season.
Hell yeah.
So they're coming back. Also, last week's premiere was the largest premiere in HBO Max history. Now, not HBO history. Get that clear. HBO Max history. So since HBO Max has come out, it's been the biggest, premiere yet.
Because you thought Gossip Girl was bringing out this kind of crowd. You thought the flight attendant was getting this shit.
Yeah. One other thing that I didn't even think about when we were doing our last episode, the fact about the Targaryens knowing about the long night coming, and what's up, Kofi? We live, we are, but that last episode talking about how the Targaryens knew the long night was coming. They've been preparing everybody for it, and they all know, which means the Mad King knew also. And that whole burn them all thing puts it in a way different context. It's like when Bran is like mind melding with him and shit, and he's seeing all the, the creatures and all that kind of stuff, and he just like burn them all and all that kind of stuff. He's like, it's like that's happening. He's going crazy, but also he knows what's going on and what he's seeing. He just doesn't know why he's seeing it. And like, it does not help his madness at all. It's just like it puts a lot of things in different perspective. I'm just like, oh, okay.
One of the things that drives me nuts about like royalty in general, but I hate that we have so many people with the same names because it gets very confusing. Like the king is Viserys, and then Daenerys' brother was Viserys, and obviously they're two separate people, but like there are like 3 Aegons that they fucking talk about in Game of Thrones, and now the heir is going to be Aegon, and I don't know which Aegon. Like, is this Aegon's great grandfather Aegon, or like which Aegon is this? Is this Aegon? It's confusing.
Well, usually when it's that first Aegon, they'll say Aegon the Conqueror, or they'll say something to indicate they're talking about that one. But the others, it's hard to know who they're talking about.
King Henry.
He was the 8th.
Yeah.
Right, like King Henry. King. I don't know. I could name so many others.
I don't know about Mara. She probably doesn't remember this movie because she's a child. But
I feel
do you remember
like
the
at my
replacements?
big age of 30, I can.
Oh, absolutely. I remember the replacements. Keanu Reeves, baby.
Do you recognize Otto Hightower?
Is he Widery?
The kicker.
Yeah, he's Widery.
Yeah. When I saw it, I'm like, wait, is it really? And I had to look it up. I'm like, it is the kicker. Oh, shit.
I'm looking forward to Olivia Cook as Alicent because I was a fan of hers from like Bates Motel and Ready Player One. So
That's where I know her from. Okay.
mhm.
There was that. We got a title sequence now, folks. Like, because last week there was no title sequence. We
was
saw
just-
same music, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah.
And blood was flowing.
Fire and
Well-
blood, baby.
And instead of it being all over the land, it's really just focused on throughout the castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like, it's a good way of going about it because it's not about all those houses anymore. It's just about House Targaryen. So it makes sense.
And how they fuck it up.
Yeah, yeah. So any standout moments for this episode for y'all? I'm sorry, go ahead, Mar.
I was gonna say, it's weird to say it, but it's like, I look so forward to seeing the downfall of this family. I don't know why. I'm so excited for more seasons to come because eventually we'll have to catch up to the Mad King.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
Which
I would
is
just love to see it.
amazing.
The thing is
Um,
about that, though, you got to think the further along we go, the less and less dragons we'll have.
Mhm.
I know that's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how Travis convinced you to do this podcast after the way you felt about the end of Game of Thrones.
I mean, I was gonna watch the show regardless, so I guess
Because
it
doesn't
take a
of
lot.
all the people I talked to, I think you were the one person I knew that was the most mad about that finale of that show.
We're not talking about it. The show ended at season 7.
Shut up, Vince.
The show has 7 seasons, and that's where I will end with it.
Fair enough.
Danny is still somewhat redeemable. They don't know she's fucking. She doesn't know she's fucking her nephew yet. It's a good time, you know. It's a
Yeah.
good
White
Yeah,
Walkers
she's
are
not-
still
she hasn't-
alive and a threat.
Yeah, they're not really a threat. I think the wall is still standing at this point. Like it's a
No,
good-
the wall came down at the end of season 7.
okay, and we can just leave that to ambiguity, like my job does. So it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, man.
There's 7 seasons, and they are magnificent. And we will not talk about the eighth spin-off season that got canceled shortly
Okay.
after.
I just love that Mara's continuity is basically Game of Thrones Berlin, where as soon as they brought the wall down, everyone was happy and they just went on about their lives.
Okay. So anyway, let's bring it back
People
to
like
this
King's
episode.
Landing.
That's what we're here to talk about. So any standout moments from this episode?
I'd say my hashtag hot D would definitely be Rhaenyra riding in on her dragon and confronting her uncle and basically punking him out and getting that
Mhm.
dragon egg back.
I need
Yeah,
a picture of Rhaenyra rolling up, and I need like those pixelated shades to just come over her eyes as the Los Santos theme song plays in the back, and it just says "Thug Life" underneath it.
Oh man.
Mine was the gall of Damon saying that he was gonna wed his pregnant girlfriend, and then that bitch not even pregnant, and she was like,
she was
"You
like,
said
yo,
we-
I
We're
made
getting
sure
married.
that I
What?
can't make babies. So you out here lying on my womb that I don't have anymore."
oh my god!"
And his
they were so-
response was fantastic too, because she's like, "So she's pregnant?" He's like, "She will be eventually."
someday, I'll make it happen.
Also, before I get into mine, I need to ask y'all: do the eyebrows bother you as much as they bother me?
Dude, I hate Matt Smith. Like, his face bothers me. It did when he was Doctor Who when I saw him. It does now. Him not having eyebrows and that blonde hair, it
It's
drives me insane.
It's the fact
Are
that
you
so many of them
talking-
they did it in Game of Thrones too, where like they'll have the blonde hair and their eyebrows don't match, and it bothers the fuck out of me.
My friend was saying he asked me, he was like, "What's wrong with her face?" And I was like, "It's her eyebrows." And he was just saying like something's off. I was like, "It's the eyebrows.
It's the eyebrows.
It's definitely her
It's
eyebrows.
like,
They
yo,
they don't
dye
fit."
the eyebrows or do something. Like,
Oh.
Jesus.
I was talking about Damon not having eyebrows
Well, there's that too, but
because his face bothers me. I don't like
The-
it.
he does
The
have a
only-
troublesome face. I get it.
I would argue that like the no eyebrow look to him still looks
Better than like brown eyebrows. Yeah.
it looks right at like I'm not looking at his face and being like eyebrows. I look at her face and all I see are her faded eyebrows. They're like a dusty, ashy blonde with like a hint of brown in there. Like they really were putting concealer powder over her eyebrows to be like, we're gonna get the brown out of it.
Yeah. So I personally had a couple of potential hot D moments, but one of them was the one that Matt mentioned there. But the other was also involving Rhaenyra when she's choosing the next member of the King's Guard. When she's just like, okay, what did he do? What did he do? Have any of them actually fought in a real battle before? And they only had one. And it's like, all right, well, then him. Doesn't change the fact that I saw him in the tourney and I wanted to jump his nuts anyway. But it's just like you found one, and we're gonna go.
Can I interject with the tweet?
Yeah.
That brings us to when someone was like, "This girl really said, have any of these men really thrown hands? My girl."
Speaking of tweets, what else we got?
We had a couple. The part where they were in that.
Wait. By the way, y'all, if you want us to read your tweets on here, use the hashtag them dragons and tag us at It's Creation World so we see it and we'll speak on it here.
Yeah, or also Hot D because I'll be looking through that one as well now.
Yeah. Hashtag Hot D. Yeah.
Not surprised at that at all.
No, not at all.
Is this technically the #1 House of Dragons podcast on Pornhub?
It will be now.
It is now, yeah. And we bring the Hot D.
Someone said, these people really said more incest will solve everything, and then have a picture of Viola Davis playing Michelle Obama.
Oh man, it is true though. They did say like, yeah, we come from Valeria. You know, I'm married to your cousin. You marry my daughter who's like a small child who just graduated from kindergarten. And then what's up?
I was gonna say but it's not just him that's bad either, because Hightower was prostituting his daughter out too.
100%. 100%. Do you think she knew?
No.
So the way that the actress talked about her motivations afterwards would make you think she doesn't, but she definitely knew. 100%, I believe she knew. Like, there's no way when your dad says, go to his chambers and comfort him, you don't know what that means. It's not with your words, but it is with your mouth. That's what he's talking about. He's trying to get, a royal baby inside you so he can elevate himself as well. He's tired.
We know that watching, but you got to think she's still a kid.
The way she was biting her fingers and looking at her dad, even
but
in
she's
this episode,
nervous in general though. Like she
when
does
her
that all
dad
the time.
said, "Are you going to go to his chambers tonight?" and she's like, "If you ask me to, I will." Like she knew what he was getting at.
Yeah, I kind of felt like to some degree, like, so I take back what I said. I feel like to some degree she was just like, I mean, like if that's what you want me to do, I guess I will go comfort him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And any girl, I guess, like at this time period, I think understands what that means when the hand tells you to go comfort the king.
And regardless, wear your mother's dress is just an odd request, period. Like, regardless of the intention, telling your daughter, go put on your mother's dress, your dead mother's dress, go put that on for him.
Yeah, and I guess Sansa did it, so
Yeah,
and she knew what she was doing when she did it. So,
someone said CPS needs to have a long talk with House Valerian and House Hightower.
Yeah,
The disappointed.
Oh man!
Oh look, we finally got titties on the show.
Did we?
Oh, because they're disappointed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay. I mean, we got titties last week too, though. So
I meant on our show.
Oh,
and they already skimped us on the titties this week. It's
they
brief
did
nudity, but I didn't see brief nudity.
I didn't see any brief nudity either.
Can I read a tweet that's really from like last week, but it's still pretty funny?
Sure.
Somebody really called the baby Caesarean Targaryen, and I'm weeping.
That's so fucked up.
Oh. Oh.
Not Caesarean Targaryen.
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
that rhymes so well.
I know. It's just, you're going to hell. But
We
Rhaenyra's
are.
the star, though. Like, my thing
Yeah.
is, because I know that they're going to use different actresses for them in the future. Like, Alicent and Rhaenyra will grow up. But what sucks about that is, like, I'm really enjoying the actress that's playing Rhaenyra. I hope I like the next actress as much playing her older, because this Rhaenyra, like, I'm rocking with this. Like, she's
she
sitting there,
has a
she doesn't
presence. Yeah.
give a fuck, dude. Like, she's in there, they're talking about the dragon egg being stolen. She just interrupts. She's like, which egg did they take? Excuse me?
Like,
Which
oh, you
egg
took
did
my-
they take?
Yeah, they took my little brother's egg. Oh, fuck this. Like, you see the oh, fuck this on her face when that happens. And then when she comes back and her father gets like, starts going off on her, she was like, can I sit down? Like, are you done now so we can sit down and talk with adults? Because you're not acting like one right now. I guess I will.
Or the I said you could marry someone else, but I didn't say you could marry my best friend look that she gave him before she walked out.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro. That's crazy. And I have a tweet just for that too. My
What you got?
facial expression when Ray found out her best friend is about to be her stepmother.
It was a face though. Like that's one of them whew, daggers.
Like, imagine if something happened to Harry and you were like, yeah, mom, you should move on. You should meet someone new. And the next thing you know, your mom's like, hey, so Matt's moving in.
The hell he is. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, yeah, mom, I want you to be happy, just not with my best friend.
Yeah, not with Matt. Like, are you nuts? Like,
I had to rationalize that earlier. I was just like, that is, I would be, oh no, so many problems. Because I couldn't imagine like my dad and like Logan like running off into the sunset. Like I can't. Or any of my friends at that. Like I just be like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, like let my dad try to tell me he's gonna marry Brittany. I'm like, no, the fuck you not.
So I know we were talking about
I will
like
burn this
Otto,
whole house down. What do you say?
literally. I know we were talking about Otto earlier, but someone tweeted a picture of Otto Hightower next to Peter Baelish, Littlefinger,
Mhm.
and was like, Daemon is a nasty man and being set up as the ultimate villain, but Otto is a messy bitch that lives for drama and power, and he is moving chess pieces. Nasty word.
Definitely.
Also, shout out to I'm gonna fuck his name up now because I'm blanking out. The knight that she chose.
Sir Christian Cole.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I'm sorry, what was your name again? Crispin? He's like, it was Kristen Cole. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. He's like, did you forget that I knocked you off that horse?
Yeah, and then whooped your ass afterwards too.
Mhm.
Like he wanted to throw swords after that and still lost.
He's like, okay,
Made him
okay.
yield.
You got it. All right. Got some balls.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
Like,
still
yeah.
polite about it at the same time.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like it was just clear, like, yo, I'm not scared of you. I already know I can beat you. Like it's just
Because he's thrown.
Because Otto
hands
was getting
before.
everyone killed.
yeah. He was everybody on that bridge was about to die if Otto had his way. Had Ray not showed up, everybody on that bridge was gonna die.
And she pointed that out. She was like, I got the egg back, no bloodshed.
Yep, no fire, no blood.
I will
And
say though, no,
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was
Go ahead,
going on a
Mark.
different top. I was going on a tangent.
Oh, if you're
so-
on a so that begs the question. So obviously Otto is setting his daughter up and successful in, with the king. So he went and did all that stuff to make sure the king didn't die, to make sure that his daughter fucked the king and became the queen.
Mhm.
Like he put his own life and everyone else's life on the line. He's like, no. Your finger's about to fall off. Your back's on. You chill. I got this. I'll go die. You just fuck my daughter. Make sure everything's cool. I'm not letting
Tywin
anything happen to
Lannister
you.
before Tywin was Tywin.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as
Makes you
like
wonder how-
he's not as cutthroat as Tywin was. Well, at least not yet. We don't know, I guess. But
I wonder how long that plan was in the work was on like hold for.
yeah,
I wonder how many times that Queen Emma had like a stillbirth or a miscarriage.
difficult birth and all that. Like,
and he was
she
like,
died this
kill this
time?
bitch.
Yeah.
Kill this
Yeah.
bitch. Kill this bitch.
What if we find out he's the reason
That she's been having difficult births?
that not only she was having difficult births but ended up dying? What if he was like we know
I
that
mean,
people poison people and do some shit. Like
Yeah.
This is true. But I also feel like the vertical C-section also played a big number in the death.
Here's the
as
thing.
well.
I was actually telling Amani this too. Like, I've seen C-section scars that were vertical and horizontal. So
I believe that in modern medicine, not for some procedure that the Citadel just kind of came up with.
they're
And
like,
haven't
hey, we
really-
heard this might work. We should try
For
this. She's
one of
gonna
them.
die, but we gonna try this.
Right.
I
She's
mean, it
definitely-
makes sense.
Well,
It
yeah,
makes
for the
sense.
for the time period, and it's like, yes, it's unfortunately the sad reality that is the life that women were subjected to, because it's just like, you are here to breed heirs. You are
but
not
the thing
here.
is, but no, I was just
other
saying what he was saying. It was like it makes sense because it was just like they were both gonna die, so it was just
Yeah.
like slice her open and try to save the kid. It's gonna be fucking brutal. She's gonna die in horrible agony and then bleed out. But
I think it
you
was
know,
just traumatic because she didn't agree to it.
Actually, all I meant was it made sense. Like, this is where the baby is, cut here, pull it out. It's getting ready to be born. Like, I don't think there was much of a class on how to do it. They're like,
No.
all right, so here's the child, ... slice here, eject.
about
She'll
Oh,
die,
yeah.
you know,
is what it is.
about as much as there was when Sam like read like, oh, if you cut all the grayscale pieces off and don't touch it, you can cure the grayscale. Like, it was like same thing. If there's a kid in there, you want to get the kid out, you cut it open and take it out. Like,
The logic is there for sure. I was just saying, just like the ethics of it kind of sucked.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all I meant.
Yeah. We're also in a time where you fuck your cousins and sell your daughter at 7. So
yeah,
This
yeah.
is true.
And let's talk about Corliss going to Damon at the end of this, though, when he's just like, yo, my brother's on that bullshit. So you don't, I mean, I can talk about him, but you can't talk about him like that. Let me set you straight there. But I'm with
I love that. Niggas about
Like,
to
first
stab
of
their
all-
brothers in the back, and they just like, don't be talking about my brother any old way. I may be backstabbing, but like,
Yeah.
we ain't gonna talk about him any old way.
I mean, it's like Matt, you know, Undertaker and Kane. You know, it was just one of them things. Just like, yo, I can fuck my brother up, but you can't touch him. Like,
Mhm.
it's just like same thing. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want about my brother. You cannot.
So
I don't
speaking of
understand
which,
why. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I found this tweet that said Daemon Targaryen and Corlys Velaryon if they
2-man
team
power
up.
trip.
Mhm.
The 2-man power trip. Man,
What were you getting ready to say, Matt?
Well, that was Triple H and Stone Cold for those
No, I know.
unaware.
Thank you.
I was gonna say it's just weird to me. Like, you're the king, and some of this stuff seems so easy to keep like your allies happy. It really does. Like, hey, these people are invading my area. Can like we go handle this? Yes,
yeah, that
you
seemed
can.
like such a no-brainer. Like, why
Yes.
wouldn't they do that?
And then
but
it's
it
like,
was just-
all right, well, at least marry my daughters so that way, you know, they think we're stronger, this and that, and there's that alliance there. No, I'm gonna marry his daughter, and I'm also not sending people to do shit about them and fucking up your
Yeah,
trade
because
routes and shit.
they're, they're
Like,
worried about what would happen with the free cities, but it's just like they're not openly funding these pirates. So it's just like if you go to war against these pirates, you're not really going against the free cities. It's
Yeah, you're
so
going
it's
against
like-
the pirates.
yeah, you're going against the pirates. So it's like that doesn't make any sense. But whatever.
also, fuck the free cities.
I mean, they don't want to go to war with them though. So it was just yeah. Any more fun tweets, Mar?
I got one when Daemon and Rhaenyra were talking, and it was like Daemon tossing that egg to Rhaenyra, like,
That was good. That was good.
The shot that they showed it where he threw it to her, I was like, what the fuck was that?
It was a hell of a throw.
And a
I
nice
was
catch.
just like,
Yeah. I mean,
it both.
yeah.
I wonder if that shakes the egg up. I wonder if that shakes the dragon up a little bit.
Probably near like, the fuck?
Dragons get shaken, like, do they get shaken infant syndrome, shaken baby syndrome?
Are you
I
saying
don't
like
know.
scrambled eggs? Are we getting scrambled dragon eggs?
Could that possibly happen?
Dragon brain all scrambled because it's not fully formed yet. Yeah, maybe. Oh man.
Get one dragon. No, I'm not even gonna do it.
But all right. If there's nothing else, we got we got our hot D moments. Mine was, Rhaenyra choosing the King's Guard. Matt, yours was Rhaenyra, Rhaenyra's, sorry. Putting Damon in his place and like, give me back the fucking egg. What was yours, Mara?
Oh, the gall of lying about your bitch being pregnant, not even having that conversation with her.
Yeah, that was some hot D too. Okay.
I could agree with that, Amani.
Yeah. I'd probably give it like 3.8, if I was going to do points kind of thing. But if I'm rounding, I'd probably give it 4.
I'm with you on that. Like, I'm really fucking with Rhaenyra. Like, that is kind of what's saving this whole show for me right now is just her presence and her arc. Because otherwise, without her, there's not a lot going on.
Well, yeah, but you can kind of see it's kind of centered around her, so that it's it's good. It's good they chose to do that.
It reminds me kind of like reminiscent of Daenerys, like when she started like really coming into her own, but like with the willpower of Arya.
Yeah. It's cool.
We remember how Daenerys was treated when she first came on TV.
Yeah. That was rough. Literally.
Got felt up by your brother and sold off.
The first episode.
Yeah. Just your brother grabbing on your titties saying, I don't know about this.
Right. All right.
It don't feel right.
It don't. I think that'll be it for this one. We'll call it here. Don't forget, you can catch us every week talking House of the Dragon, talking that hot D. Every Sunday night, we'll be back. Also, don't forget to follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at It's Creation World, ITSCREATIA World. Also, you can see it right here, our link tree with all the links to our different stuff, linktree/Creation World. Can follow me on that too, creationworld.com. Go there, check stuff out. Wasn't ready for you to do that. Okay. But also follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Maradashark, MARADASHARK.
And Mr. Ritter, where can they find you?
Follow me on Twitter only at Matt Ritter. That's at MATTRIDDER. Also, Smackin' Raw Pod on Twitter, Facebook.com/group/Smackin' Raw Pod, Linktree/Smackin' Raw Pod for all things #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. And thank you guys for having me on and doing this with you. It was a blast.
It'll never happen again.
Come on, Travis. Who better to come and talk hot D with you than me every week? As a matter of fact, if you guys, going forward, if you guys
entirely too easy. That was your own fault.
It was. Going forward, if you guys are in the live chat, whether I'm here or not, because I will be in the live chat once Travis kicks me out, come with your own hot D. Let us know in the chat what your hot D is for each and every episode. We'll get it up on the screen for you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
We'll
Did I miss anything? I forget anything?
Patreon. You want to talk about that? Plug that.
Yes. Follow us on Patreon. Subscribe there. Get the exclusive stuff. You can get exclusive new stuff every month for just $1. Me and Matt doing Return to Wrestling, talking WCW. Matt hates every minute of it, and I enjoy the fact that he hates every minute of it. Mara and I, we're talking DC animated films in multiverse right now. Next one we'll be doing, I believe, is Justice League Dark. So that'll be next month. Those are exclusive to Patreon, but there are also other tiers where you get other stuff the higher up you go. Yeah, believe that'll be it. So we'll catch y'all next week. Till then, we out.
Bye.